Okay, now we should be good. Should be good now. I think. Yeah, we're good. Should be good now. All right, everybody, so take two. We'll wait for some more folks to join in here. All right, everybody. Everybody's having a good afternoon so far. All right, so I got good news and bad news. So the good news is yesterday the everything checked out fine, you know, with our weather balloon flight against the control, and everything was fine. Everything's good. But I did make one adjustment to our humidity calibration, and I need one more test flight. One more, it's all we need, and that's this one here that's in the air. I couldn't stream the launch. I hope everybody can understand that. I'm a one person thing here, and I wouldn't have been able to get it. It wouldn't have worked out on a time, you know, when we're fighting for time here if I would have done it. So we need to go, and I think we can maybe get this one. It looks like it's going to land somewhere south of I-43 and the Wisconsin state line over there by Delavan or Walworth. It's 50 minutes away. Predicted to land in about an hour and a half. So we've got plenty of time to get there this time, and I got a half a tank of gas, so we should be all right even if there is a train. So that's the plan. Yeah, and actually after we did our temperature correction yesterday, it's looking like everything is spot on, so this is good. So I don't have a pole, I don't have anything with me. I think this should fall in a field, I think. I hope. And if it doesn't, whatever. I mean, if we can't retrieve it, we can't retrieve it, but we're gonna make one more attempt at it here. I only have 2 radio sondes on the system today instead of 4. I did find out after looking at data that we did lose 3 out of 4 of our sondes yesterday, just as the balloon was bursting. And I suspect what probably happened when the balloon burst and everything flopped over and started to fall down, because you know that thing was up at like 90 millibars, and up there where the air is so thin, there's not enough air to fill up the parachute. It's basically, you know, nothing. And the parachute doesn't actually start filling up with air until it gets down to about like 40,000 now. Honestly, until it gets to about 28,000 feet seems to be when they start to fill up with air and actually deploy. It's free falling until then. And what I think happened is when the balloon burst and the entire apparatus flopped over upside down and started to free fall, I think it snapped I think it snapped the string between the spreader bar and the parachute, which I kind of had a feeling was going to happen because I didn't have any heavier duty cotton twine. I had to use what I had, so I just like doubled it up and then I ran out, and I was like, God, that might not be enough. So I have a feeling that was our failure point, which lines up because that's where it looked like it was missing when it was stuck in the tree. So, but that's fine because we got the data up to burst, which is all that we give a crap about. I don't care about the data on descent. That's junk anyway. But interestingly enough, so I launched this balloon and it did a complete loop-de-loop. So it went up and then it started going northeast and then it looped back around, which bought me enough time to get gas, and now we're actually ahead of it. So it's actually directly over the road, about 2 miles behind us right now, so we're a little bit ahead of it. But it looks like the atmosphere is not as dynamic today. Shouldn't carry this damn thing all the way down to Chicago today. It better not. I'm getting a little nervous because when I ran the prediction before I sent the sonde up, it looked like it was going to land closer to Janesville than it did Delavan. And then it started looking like Delavan, and now it's looking like closer to Walworth or maybe even Harvard, Illinois. So god dang, I hope something doesn't happen and this thing ends up going farther than predicted. I don't think it will. It really didn't yesterday, because by about this time yesterday, the algorithms had caught on to the fact that it's it was going to be farther downstream, and now they're kind of leveling out now that the ascent rate's leveling out. But that area south of the interstate but north of the state line is mostly rural. It's kind of like this, but the problem is, you still risk getting it stuck in a tree or in a cornfield or something, but there's a pretty good chance that we might be able to witness this thing land, which I would count as a win. That would be a cool video. So off we go again. Yeah, I didn't go to Nebraska today. It really didn't look that good. And I don't know what's happening right now, if anything. Honestly, I haven't even looked. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, I would have happily gone out for it, but, I mean, it was 9 o'clock by the time I got anything close to being done. Last night. Looks like they got a severe thunderstorm watch out there, though. Probably would have made it just in time, because I figured I was considering, I'm like, damn, I could leave at like 4 a.m. and get out there by about 3 p.m., which would be about now. But it looks like that stuff might actually be farther west than initially thought. Like, so it probably would have been feasible to go out there, but, hindsight, so. This is definitely alive. Promise. Price of gas shot up in Stoughton. It's I just paid $4.09. What a ripoff. Which is beyond stupid, because the other side of town it was like 30 cents cheaper, but I didn't have a choice. we're way ahead of this thing. I think we got a little better chance today than yesterday, even with a train, because I don't have to stop and go out of the way to get gas, because that was kind of the problem yesterday. We had to go about 5 minutes out of the way to get gas, and then by the time I got gas and fought with the card reader, it was another 10 minutes and stuff. So, and then the stupid train. Oh, that was ridiculous. Should not build train tracks through town or towns through train tracks. They should go like around. That's just my 2 cents. Hopefully today doesn't end up being such a fuel burn. My God. I went through damn near half a tank of gas yesterday. That was ridiculous. Mainly ridiculous because I didn't expect that at all. So yeah, I've got Delavan in the GPS right now, so we'll just get over to Delavan and then adjust from there. I really think we got a shot at witnessing this thing come down, as long as we have sharp eyes. This should fall about 2 to 3 meters per second, which is, you know, about 6 to 9 feet per second, which is fast, but I mean, it's a giant orange parachute. I mean, should be able to see it. If I was thinking, I would have tied a ribbon to it. I've got some like yellow like caution tape, and I thought about tying like a 100-foot streamer to it, but I was a little bit afraid that it would get caught up in the parachute and the parachute wouldn't deploy, because if I tie the streamer to the bottom, you know, it would want to go up into the parachute. And I could have tied the streamer above the parachute to the balloon, but I was afraid that that would keep the parachute from opening. So I was like, for ascending, like when it's rising, that would be a pretty decent reason to put a big string on it to be able to watch, which we might start doing for visibility, you know, tie 100 feet of ribbon to it. We'll see what happens. Anyway, but yeah, good news. I mean, last night was basically what I needed, but I made one small adjustment. Basically, our humidity sensor is a little like teeny tiny little like circuit board looking thing. It's maybe 8 millimeters by 8 millimeters. Nah, 6 millimeters by 6 millimeters maybe. But it has integrated thermal, so it kind of monitors temperature a little bit to compensate humidity. It basically measures the temperature of the humidity sensor, and that helps it more accurately calculate humidity, because those electronics, they heat up as they're in use. And to accurately measure the humidity, it has to know how much it's artificially heating itself. We weren't compensating for that because the manufacturer tells me we don't need to compensate for it. But coincidentally enough, we were off by about 5% humidity most of the time last night. And I was like, I wonder what happens if we go back through and basically use the computer to correct the data as if we corrected for like an average temperature of that chip. So what I did is I measured with a laser thermometer the temperature of that chip and then added correction to it, obviously on the bench, which is different than being in the atmosphere. But I just added an average, correction coefficient number to it. And sure as shit, it brought the humidity down within about 1%. It's like, okay, well, I guess we do need to humidity or temperature correct for that. So I emailed the manufacturer last night and was like, hey, geniuses, you need to advise people to do this, by the way. I feel like they should pay me for that, but anyway. So I emailed them, was like, hey, you're wrong. You do need to correct. So those corrections are dynamic, so instead of just a static number, every time it reads the humidity, which is once per second, it has to run that algorithm. And that's what we're doing today, is we're telling it, instead of taking a static number, to take a dynamic number off of its basically system on a chip temperature, if you want to call it that for lack of a better term, to correct so that humidity is accurate, which it is, and it will be. So we're good. I mean, this will take care of it. This is the problem. So, but that's how the scientific method works. You have to, even when you fix something, you still have to test it. Sometimes several times, but you at least need to test it before you can sign off on it. I've bench tested it. We tested it with the scope. We tested it artificially. I tested it in a heat chamber, which is an insulated box with a hairdryer that I built, but it works. It's controlled. A heat chamber, a cold chamber, also known as my freezer. Everything's spot on with how I would expect it to be, with a calibrated instrument, like a Kestrel, right next to it. Everything's good. Everything's good. But we still need to fly it on a weather balloon, because in order to trust the data, we need to know that it does work when attached to a weather balloon and being carried through the atmosphere. Because on the off chance that it doesn't, we need to fix it now, not later. So that's why we have to do just one more, if that makes sense. Dude nearly hit the wall. Yeah, this is trending in the right direction. This is now looking like it could fall. Right now on top of a solar farm, that would be terrible. Because that would suck. I'd have to... God dang it. Anyway, it looks like it should fall closer to Delavan. Just know if anybody's tracking it in the app today, that it's not... the data is not going to be really accurate in the app, because we aren't applying any of that correction to the data. In case anybody's skeptical of anything there. This show, the Sonde Hub does, I haven't looked at the other one, but the Sonde Hub shows, now it shows it falling in Illinois at 1726 UTC. No, 1726 local. We might be an hour and a half from this thing falling. The winds up high are just very, very dull today. We don't have much for upper level winds, or mid-level winds, I should say, which is probably good. That means that it shouldn't blow as far away. The best thing that would happen is this thing to just rocket straight up and get on with it here. So if you guys are looking in the app, you'll notice that there's two different temperatures there. The internal temperature is, you'll notice there's an internal and then just a regular temperature. The regular temperature is the environment. That's the atmosphere. That's the important one. And you'll notice that one is more responsive because that's an actual thermistor, glass bead thermistor with reflective coating on it. But and it's reflective so that the sun doesn't heat it up. But you'll also notice there's internal temperature, and that internal temperature is probably, I would imagine, probably 5 to 6 degrees warmer than the regular temperature. That's the temperature of the humidity sensor. And that's basically what the algorithm is compensating for, to calibrate that humidity to the appropriate level. So that's all. The reason that internal temperature is reading high is because that chip, that humidity sensor, is actually warm. It's self-warming itself. And that right there is that margin of error that we have to correct for dynamically. It's not a fixed algorithm, it's a dynamic thing. We have to dynamically and actively correct for that in the firmware, because that's enough to skew your humidity readings, plus 10% any direction. And then that's going to throw your dew point off who knows how much, and then your CAPE values, and you're going to have a massive skew, not in your temperature data, but in your humidity data and your dew point data, which is extremely important for basically every composite indice that we calculate. That's why we have to ensure the integrity of that telemetry there. Now, it shouldn't be anywhere near Rockford. Closer to Delavan. Should be anyway. I just hope it doesn't fall in that solar farm that it's continuously predicted to fall in, because I'm sure that's fenced off. Maybe it's not, but I imagine it's probably fenced off. I don't know. The chances of this thing actually being retrievable are still slim, because, I mean, we saw yesterday, it had a perfectly open farm field right next to it. Actually, hell, not even the farm field. It had a road. It had a road and a driveway 20 feet away. 20 feet away, and it still ended up in the tree. So, I mean, it doesn't, no matter what happens, the odds are probably against us that there could be one single tree in the entire county, and the rest could be perfectly flat dirt, no plants, no vegetation, or nothing, just a flat dirt slab of land with one tree in the middle, and the stupid thing would probably go in the tree, because that's how this usually goes. So, gotta remember that. but we'll try. We'll try. Stupid thing's rattling. Get her in there, dude. I could have been in there 10 times. Looks like we're around 40,000 some odd feet. Honestly, the best thing that could happen would be this thing falls like right next to the road or somebody's front yard, or honestly a bean field, because you could see it. I would imagine that the parachute would just lay out on top of the beans. So, and this is going to sound really awful, and this is probably going to piss somebody off, and I'm going to lose a subscriber or two. But I'm just going to be honest with you. So, the other second best thing would be that it falls on commercial private property, if that makes sense. Like, even if it's a parking lot for something that's closed, or a backyard of a closed business, because I 100%, like, don't take this the wrong way, but I don't really care about trespassing on commercial property, if that makes sense. Plus, it's really not trespassing unless you're told to leave, but I'm not going to go walk in somebody's backyard, and if they're not home, that's a problem, because I can't pound on the door and ask to go in the backyard. But if it's like, I don't know, let's just hypothetically say that McDonald's has a 40-acre backyard. You know, I don't really care about going in the 40-acre backyard of McDonald's to go retrieve my weather balloon, because frankly, it's a business, and if they want to trespass me, but it's a business, right? You know, whatever. I mean, you know, it's corporate. You know, you don't want to go tromping on people's private land here, but there's definitely a difference between somebody's yard and Bill Gates's data center backyard or something. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get mad if you want. I don't really care. It's just is what it is. We're also not out here dicking around. Like, this is realistically speaking, like, we're doing everybody a favor by retrieving this, because the parachute's not going to biodegrade. It's a plastic garbage bag. It's basically what it is. It's basically an orange garbage bag. A little bit thicker, but it's the same thing. Like, we literally could make our own parachute out of a garbage bag. Same thing, basically. But we're kind of doing everybody a service by trying to retrieve this, because it gets the potential pollutant out of the environment, and something that could potentially, you know, maybe become a nuisance to someone. So I got an email last night by a concerned viewer. Of course, I know, and so many good stories start out by I got an email. Well, I got an email last night by a very concerned viewer named Roger, and it's a real person. I looked him up on Facebook. Sorry, Roger. But I got a concerned email from this guy named Roger telling me that he's going to email that greenhouse, or what, that commercial grow operation where we were looking at the tree. He's emailing them as well, and he's going to contact them and let them know that they need to pursue trespassing charges against me. All right. Just so you guys know, I looked up, so I have the Onyx app, which shows you property lines, and that was all, like, that was literally on the side of a trust which owned that field, which leads me to believe somebody died and they're renting that field out to a farmer. There's not going to be anybody that I could have contacted for permission, because that wasn't even the property of that commercial building there. We were 12 to 20 feet off of the road. That's not, so give me a break, Roger. But this guy's like, I'm forwarding you to the police. And it's like, first of all, in order, just so you guys know, to be trespassed from somewhere, you have to be told to leave. But, like, there are people out there that literally have nothing better to do than to be like, I think you broke a law. But I would actually argue that a landowner would probably be more pleased that somebody went to retrieve the piece of garbage off of their land that they kind of put there in the first place than, I mean, if I owned a field and somebody walked 50 yards out into the field and retrieved a giant garbage bag with a balloon attached to it, I'd probably be like, hey, thanks for doing that. So just keep that in mind, folks. I've talked to and I've met a lot of people that it's their hobby to actually go find weather balloons that have fallen. There's actually a community of people that do this, that they go track down weather balloons that the Weather Service launches, and like that's their hobby. They love doing it. And it's a good thing that they do it too, because it kind of, is a service, really. But none, like, these people, like, they all say the same thing, that people are always like so thrilled that they get the crap off of their property, but usually people are really positive about it. Like, they think it's interesting, like, oh wow, weather balloon, that's cool. Which makes sense, because if you're just kind of a regular Joe farmer and somebody pounds on your door, they're like, hey, there's a weather balloon in your field and it's right here, I want to go get it. I mean, most like farmers and stuff, like, they want to do cool shit too. So they're probably going to be more than thrilled to escort you onto their field. They'll probably go get the damn thing for you, honestly. But it's really not a problem. This, like, radio sonde and weather balloon retrieval is not this big controversial thing that Roger seems to think it is. Yeah, this is predicting it's going to fall on the west side of Delavan now, so I'm starting to think that it probably should be here near Delavan. It predicts in about an hour it thinks it's going to fall. Yeah, we're up there about 47,470 feet. So probably about 48,000 realistically by the time I get done talking and you guys hear this. Yeah, well, that stuff won't actually wrap up in their equipment and cause any sort of problem. Like, it will break down for them. But, like, no, I see your point. I have to be careful what I say, because there's this guy that's actively trying to cancel me because he claims that the National Weather Service weather balloons have killed his cows twice. And there's been 3 of them now that have fallen in the same spot in the same field, which is, like, statistically impossible. You're probably more statistically likely to get struck by lightning like 5 times in a row on a Tuesday at 3 a.m. But he claims, oh, my cows eat these things. Like, no, they don't. Like, they don't. Like, I grew up on a damn farm. Like, they're not pigs. Like, I don't know. I've never once seen a cow eat a giant garbage bag sized piece of plastic. Like, don't get me wrong, cows will eat dumb crap, and like, I don't know if anybody's really ever did this, but we always had those cow magnets. Like, you'd feed the magnet to the cow, and if they had like metal in them or something, it'd shit out the metal on the freaking magnet. I don't know if anybody ever actually used it, but that's what I was told they were for when I was a kid. And maybe that was just all a lie, that I was told to shut the hell up and quit asking what they're for, but that's what I was told they were for. We had a bunch of those cow magnets, but I mean, like, I get it, but we're talking like a 10-foot by 10-foot freaking garbage sack. Like, with a radio sonde attached to it, which is a large device. Like, a cow isn't ingesting that. Because this guy claims that that his calf ingested not only the weather balloon that was left, the parachute, and the radio sonde. Twice. This would have been the 3rd time. It's like, no, it didn't, because I don't even think that would fit down its throat. Like, you're so full of crap. That guy's just trying to spread misinformation and just try to make people look bad because he's got a small PP. That's basically what it is. His wife left him, and he's very open about that his wife left him for another guy, cheated on him and all this, which cheating is wrong, but I have a strong feeling I know why. Yeah. You meet interesting people on the internet, and seriously, like, that's why I have so many interesting encounters, because the internet is a very strange place. Very strange place. The internet is weird.
In half a mile, turn right to stay on US 14 East.
We're actually near the landing site, or potential landing site. We got time to hit Quick Trip. You want to hit Quick Trip? I'm freaking starving. Like, I'm gonna die here if I don't eat.
They have the force and need assistance at 18143, 18143, Highway 81.
It's only 10 minutes down the road. Let's go to Quick Trip real quick.
Continue straight past BP onto Wisconsin 11 East, Wisconsin Trunk Highway 11 East.
Okay, thank you for the correction on the cow magnet. I always thought it was just bullshit that I was told, but I always thought maybe that was just one of those things that people told you just so you would stop asking questions or something. Looks like our radio sonde just crapped its pants. Battery froze, as expected, because I don't have any insulation in there. Typically, we insulate the batteries. What I do is I bought a paper shredder, and I put cardboard through the paper shredder, and it makes an awful noise. But cardboard in the environment is gonna it's gonna break down. It's not like plastic or like cellophane insulation or anything, or like styrene or whatever. But this is or fiberglass is what I'm thinking of. But this is just regular. It's the Amazon boxes, so I'm basically recycling, right? I shred my Amazon box. I got a paper shredder that has, like, instead of just a shred, it has like a chunk mode where it like cuts them into little cubes. And it's way too much for this paper shredder to handle because I don't have a lot of money and I'm a cheap ass. So of course I bought the cheapest paper shredder I could find at Walmart, and for like 20 bucks. And it makes the worst sound that I've ever heard when I shove the cardboard through it. Like, it sounds like it's gonna blow up. But it does the job. So what I do is I chip up a bunch of cardboard, and when we're assembling the sonde, before I put the lid on and fasten it shut, I just fill it with a bunch of little, like, cardboard pellets, basically. And that actually does insulate the battery enough. It's just enough to keep the battery from, it just basically keeps it from absorbing the temperature of the plastic case, at negative 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And kills the battery voltage. But I didn't put any of that insulation in on these because I was in a hurry. Normally we do, and we can get down to about negative 85 degrees Fahrenheit before we reach a critical battery level. So that's our ceiling, is negative 85 degrees, which is plenty. And then what happens is the battery doesn't die. It just gets so cold that it basically has a brownout effect, and it just doesn't have enough voltage to power the sonde. Once that balloon pops, and if it exceeds, but once that thing starts to fall, so we have about a 65,000 foot ceiling on our radio sonde, as is. Once that radio sonde starts to fall, and it gets back down to like 30,000 feet, it starts to warm back up enough that the voltage comes back up, and it powers back on and starts sending data, and then we can start tracking it again, which is fine because we don't really need anything above 65,000 feet anyway. But that's why, if you are watching in the app, that's why ours took a dump. Honestly, the best thing that I could, Mylar won't work unless I have an air gap, because the Mylar doesn't insulate, it just reflects. I actually thought about that too, and I tried it and it didn't change a thing, and I was like, why? And then I asked ChatGPT and it told me because it's the air that insulates, not the actual Mylar. And I'm like, well, I guess that makes sense. But the solution would actually be to run a higher voltage battery, because we're very voltage tolerant. These things will operate anywhere from 2.7 volts all the way up to 6.5 volts. So we could run a 5-volt system, but I can't purchase, and I sure as hell can't manufacture a 5-volt battery pack that is small enough to fit in there that is lightweight. So we run a 3.7 volt battery, and when it's fully charged, it's right around 4.2 volts. And when it craps its pants, it's about 2.7. And that's really about what it is. If we ever decide that we need to go above 65,000 feet, we'll actually have to design a different sonde enclosure and use a bigger balloon and just run a 5-volt battery, because that'll give us enough. When it starts to get cold, it'll dip down and still be within, usable voltage, if that makes sense.
In half a mile, turn right onto Lawson School Road.
We're 1.9 miles away from Quick Trip.
Turn right onto Lawson School Road.
So we're making a quick pit stop in Delavan here. All that shit just slid across the back because I am starving and I have to get something to eat at the Quick Trip super fast. The balloon should burst, I would imagine, about any minute now. We are at, let me look. Oh no, we got a ways. It's at 56,000 feet. Ouch. Well, it's still not predicted to burst because it's going to kind of backtrack a little bit over toward Janesville. So we've got plenty of time. We probably still have... we probably have an hour on it. Well, 45 minutes before this thing actually lands. Yeah, I swear to God, it better not end up in that solar farm. If it does, I would imagine there's like an in case of emergency, contact this number on the fence. I'm 100% going to contact that number and be like, there's a weather balloon and it malfunctioned and it's on top of your solar panel and it could cause interference with your solar panel. This is urgent. I need to retrieve it. Oh my God. And and then I'll just be like, I'll hop the, hold my beer. You don't even need to send anybody. I'll just hop the fence. So typically what happens what usually works, and I've actually never had this not work. If you just tell people what you're going to do, as if you know exactly what you're going to do, like you have to sound like an expert. Be like, hey, I'm tracking this weather balloon and it malfunctioned and it fell on your solar panel and it's a level 1 malfunction and it could, the RF with spurious emissions could potentially take down your entire operation because of, I don't know. And then the K index could screw with your RF module. I don't know. And then you say, I need to get in there and get this, so I'm going to go over your fence and go grab this. Do you want me to send you pictures or what? Or do you want me to send you our incident report for it? And then they'll be like, oh my God, yes, please. And then you just go get it. Like, I've done that when we've been deploying hurricane cameras and stuff. Like, there'd be some snobby security guard, and the security guard's like, this is private property. And I'm like, no, it's actually not, but okay. The public right-of-way is not private property. But then instead of, like, fighting with them, I'm just like, yeah, I know. We're in a level 4 severe weather operation or whatever right now. So we have a contract, and we have to get this deployed right here on this pole specifically. We're not going to go anywhere toward your building. And they're like, oh, my God, okay. Level 4, oh my God, oh geez, that sounds bad, and then they piss off. Like, as long as you tell people with authority that, like, I have to do this because of this, then they're just like, oh, okay, man, you do that. You're kind of scaring me. I'll leave you alone now. Usually works out great. I haven't had it not work out great.
Turn left into the parking lot. Then Quick Trip will be on the right.
I hope this thing bursts early because I would love to get this thing to go sooner.
Head southeast on St. Lawrence Avenue, then turn left. trip is on the left.
Cool. Sure is. By the way, those Mountain Dew flavored donuts are very, very good. Seriously, those are really good. I was pleasantly surprised by how good those things were. It moved a little east than the solar farm. Oh, God, I hope so. No, it's back to the solar farm now. Oh, maybe I think all that pink on the map is the solar farm. Like, I think that all is the solar farm. Maybe not. I don't know. On the off chance that there are any other, like, weather balloon hunting people out here, and you want to go try to get this, you're more than welcome to. Like, you ain't stepping on my toes. Hold on a second.
Couldn't recall exactly what cross street, but if you could check that address for me.
I have to check on my 3D printer progress real quick. Make sure it didn't have an error. I think I got to clean the little nozzle on it because it's kind of starting to like mess up prints, and I think I need to clean that. So I just want to make sure it didn't mess up, because if it did, I'll just stop it.
West High Street, 21 West High Street. RP is with the child, approximately 3-year-old female in black.
No, it looks all right.
Tie-dye shirt, pink Converse, and ponytail.
All right, let me go in and see what I can do real quick. I got to take my key fob off here. Hang on. I got to get a second key fob. Yep, and now it's closer to. Watch this stupid thing fall right on the interstate and really screw me up. That would be just great, wouldn't it? Wow. Okay then. Poorly stocked. Okay. What the flip? Why is that more expensive? Oh, because it's 2 for $25, you idiot. Oh, that's $1.29. I'll take that one.
Later, bro.
Thank you. You too. How you doing, buddy?
Howdy.
Good.
So that's got your name all over
What is it?
that sign.
What does it say? Exit? What do you say?
Did you do it? No, did you put this sign here?
No.
That's what I'm saying. This has got your mind
You're
all
all set.
over.
Okay.
Pick it on me again, isn't it?
All right. Thanks. Yep.
I finally just did.
Okay then. Yep, no problem. Guy's got a shirt on that says "I hate Putin." It's literally what it says. It says "I hate Putin." I mean, whatever. I mean, I've never met him. I don't know. Has anybody here ever met Putin? 'Cause that guy apparently don't like him. That guy doesn't like Putin so much that he had to put it on his shirt. I mean, whatever. I hate Putin. Got it. Message received. Let's just go over here in the parking lot, honestly. and just wait here for a little bit. Because I could see this maybe landing up there closer to 14 if that bursts a little early, and I think it's going to burst a little early. I really do. So let's just kind of like sit over here for a minute. And stare at the sky. So I want to eat my breadsticks, but I think it'll burst just a smidge early. I hope. That would put it probably over there closer to Avalon. We won't really have a good landing spot prediction until this thing starts to fall.
Showing the other ones.
Denver. 975.
About 21,000 meters, which is something feet.
Copy, showing the
Like 67,000 feet.
05 copy.
This landing prediction might change drastically if it bursts anytime soon because it's barely moving. Yeah, I don't know what the max altitude was yesterday, but I think it was around 70.
Nearby farms, I guess, that have horses.
Oh man, I hope this goes early. Yeah, we're already exceeding yesterday. Yeah, because yesterday was just, 69.2. Yeah, it was just shy of 70. So we're over that already. This is also a different balloon. This is just a 150 gram balloon instead of a 200. So I kind of thought it would have burst by now.
No response as requested. Copy. Wisconsin plate, boy Adam Young, 1498. Boy Adam Young, 1498. On a green Toyota Corolla.
About 71,000 now.
Suspect vehicle going to the quick trip on Grandview.
Man, it's just inching closer to that solar farm, it seems like.
Number 128.
Ambulance 844, respond to 2001 Wesley Avenue, Unit 303, for a abdominal pain. Cross streets are Campus Lane and South Harmony Drive. Time now 16:15.
Oh my god, just come on. It's predicting the burst altitude at 26,000 meters. I don't know if I believe that though.
C225.
225, go ahead.
1061, 1043.
God, this thing needs to hurry up.
C2.
Thank you, you can clear my citation.
We probably could have left the office right now.
The RO is suspended and has a valid 99 out of Greenfield for operating after suspension.
About 75,000 feet.
I'll take a second 1040, please.
Never.
Oh, it popped. I can tell because the signal's erratic. It's fading in and out. So we should see it descending soon. I'm watching the signal meter on the radio and it's all over the place because the sonde's like spinning and falling. Yep, there it is. It burst. So. Good. Good. So those algorithms should start updating soon. We'll have a new landing prediction. It should be probably closer to Delavan. I hope it's not in town.
In the road
Should
on
be
150,
closer
one
to
of
us.
Pastor Mayor staff told me, just want to let Lafayette know I'll take care of it.
And now it's predicted way the hell down there in Illinois. You've got to be kidding me, man. Really? Oh my God. Seriously? Let's give it a minute here to stabilize. Yeah, that can't be right. There's no way. If it is, we better freaking get moving. I don't think that's right though. So it does that. The sonde hubs and ours will do that. We're like right when it bursts, it's like it doesn't calculate that it bursts right away. It just takes it a minute. So it should be somewhere between here and Harvard, I would imagine. But not that far southeast.
Time now 16:19.
The fact that we're feeding it continuous data is good though, because sometimes, you know, if they're missing data and the telemetry is hit or miss, then it has less data to work with. Alright, so that predicts it to go down by Alden, Illinois, which I don't think is that far. Well, one thing I can guarantee is it will not be over the solar farm now. Which is good. I don't know how often the... Oh man, now it's predicting even farther southeast. I kind of have a hard time believing that. Oh, that's only 20 minutes from here. Maybe that just looks farther than it is. I mean, I guess that's not that much farther. Yeah, it says it's only 20 minutes. We probably should start heading that way, because it's obviously not... It's going to be farther southeast, which makes sense because it did start moving. You know, it burst earlier, so it didn't have that westward propagation. So let's head that way. Toward Alden, Illinois. That's still nothing like yesterday. I mean, yesterday we were way the hell down there and freaking... It was damn near Aurora, guys. We were like 10 miles west of Geneva, which is like the it's like south of Elgin. Like, we were way down there, so it's not nearly as bad as yesterday. But this prediction will continue to update, and I don't think it's going to be all the way down there. I think it'll be closer to Harvard. I think it'll be somewhere between here and Harvard. But we're going to start going that way because it's easier to overshoot and then correct back. I don't want to get screwed here.
On its way here. Thanks, son. I'll be okay. Never.
Yeah, we'll go to 14, I guess. So this thing's dropping like a rock right now. About 50 feet per minute. Or 50 feet per second. Yeah, this thing's dropping like a rock, but that's because the air is very thin up there at 66 millibars. Very thin. There's there's air, but there's like almost no air. It's very, very thin. Somebody can figure out how many times less that is than sea level if they want, but very, very thin. There's not enough air to physically fill up that parachute and poof up the parachute. It's actually not that far away from us right now. It's probably, I would estimate that maybe 5 miles on the map. It's only about 5 miles basically due northwest of us. Like if it would just drop out of the sky right now, we could probably just go catch the damn thing in our hand. Yeah, the more that thing falls, the more data that we'll get, and it'll keep correcting that algorithm. But right now, I think that Alden area is probably the best bet. But yeah, that descent, it's already starting to slow down a little bit. I actually think the parachute usually opens around, I think it's usually around 12,000 meters. Kinda. Somewhere. Because you'll notice when the parachute opens, because it'll go from like anywhere between -10 and -20 meters per second. All of a sudden it'll slow down to like -5. And then as the air gets more dense at lower altitudes, it'll slow down to about 2 meters per second down, closer to the surface. So it'll slow down quite a bit. This guy's barely moving. What's he doing here?
SUV logistics on it. Brake checking caller, and whenever caller tries to pass, switches that lane block calling. Also having some obscenities on the TV radio from the 124.
All right, so the speed limit is 55, and we are currently traveling 41 miles per hour on this 2-lane highway. Posted speed limit 55, we are traveling 41. And there's a car coming in the passing zone. Isn't that just wonderful?
I mean, it was.
Of course.
Sarah's, that was her husband.
Of course. This is what I was afraid of. Stuff like this. That's why I wanted to be getting going early, which we are, thankfully. Hopefully we can pass this guy on 14, because this is a little ridiculous.
The next stop sign.
138 southbound.
Turn left on the US 14 East.
Rocker 75 from the 4 north in Illinois for a ambulance across on the 128. For Winnebago County, they advised that the caller stated that the vehicle possibly rolled and then continued driving from the 4 north in Illinois.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Southbound from St. Charles. Gray Hyundai, up Frankenberry, 56467, up Frankenberry, 56467.
We're slowing down to about -9, -8 meters per second. So that's good, slowing it down a little bit. I actually would prefer that the thing speed up because it would bring it a little closer, less of a drive. But this really isn't that bad of a drive. I think we're only going to end up about 20 minutes farther southeast than I thought we would. Which really isn't that bad compared to yesterday, because yesterday we ended up 50 minutes farther southeast than I thought we would. See, I don't think we're doing too bad here. Yeah, this thing thinks it's going to be somewhere south of Hebron, whatever it is, but I think it'll be a little quicker than that. I think this thing might still be tumbling quite a bit more than we think, because I'm watching the signal meter on the radio and it's all over the place, which would tell you that this thing's getting tossed around quite a bit. So I don't think the parachute's fully open, which it's still up there at 135 millibars, so it makes sense that it wouldn't be.
Ram to 290 eastbound, 355 northbound. I got a white meter bill. Illinois version all 1149963.
Cadillac Freeway software. Different. 3398 says.
It's going to have us start dropping south here. We don't want to go all the way down there right now, because I think there is a chance that it still falls and lands somewhere closer up here.
The 2070 provided comes back to a different name. I have attached the DOT photo for Caleb Marks in the session tab should you need it.
That's what I'm saying. I've never seen this happen before, so.
In half a mile, turn left onto Beloit Street.
Yeah, let's just go down 14.
Hey, 1130, I mean that crash to 154, please.
Before 1130.
149, you can cancel the deputy unless they're right by. I'll take 179 and 1130.
Turn left onto Beloit Street. Then at the next light, you'll turn right.
Well, this is confusing. You feel like there should be a stop sign there, but there's not.
At the light, turn right onto US 14 East.
This thing predicts landing at 5:36 p.m. I have a hard time believing that. Parachute's deployed. It's coming down at -6 meters per second. It's still up there at 13,000 meters, but I mean, it'll start making up that time pretty quick here. Yeah, at least it's past the solar farm.
Turn left on State Line Road.
God dang, that's where it was supposed to land, believe it or not. So the predictor was way off there at the beginning, which that'll happen. Once it gets more data, it corrects itself.
EMS is heading out to 14
McHenry, Vista 6, Unit 104, 3516, West Waukegan Road, Unit 104, 1241, time 1638.
I still think Alden is a good spot.
Time now 1638. Ambulance 142 respond to 1670. Please aid. For impact injury. Cross streets are industrial drive in the Milwaukee Road. Time now 1639.
Gray Honda CRV, Gray Honda CRV. Caller is in a black Hyundai Sonata, black Hyundai Sonata.
This is quite the road. like 4 minutes away, so we'll just go down to Alden. The path predictor, the predictor is bringing it back this way a little bit, so that's good. It's not taking it all the way down to Woodstock like it was. So it was taking it down to Woodstock and McHenry there for a minute. Now it's up here like a mile south of Alden again.
Theta Star.
Theta Star, go ahead.
We are not getting any response from Elkhart Lake Fire. Can you have them call us on Mark 2, please?
Affirmative, we will get hold of them.
Subject that caused this crash. He didn't say anything, but he shook his head no when he said he was injured, but I think he must have fallen up shortly. That was 3023, 62. Northbound and south of Kirchhoff, lane 1 is 3 vehicles, a black Chevrolet Trax and a black Nissan Armada in the right lane.
Yeah, this thing's pretty steady now. Just like maybe a mile or two southeast of Alden, so pretty confident it's going to be somewhere right around here. I mean, this thing is still way up there at 35,000 feet, but it won't be too long now. It's coming down at about 1,000 feet per minute. I actually don't know how big the parachute is. It's quite big, but like surface area, I've got no idea.
In 600 feet, you will arrive at your destination.
Okay, well, we're here apparently. All right. Let's see if there's anywhere we can like park and be kind of inconspicuous here. Preferably, maybe I've never been through here before. I don't think ever. So let's just see if we can sit south of town in the clear air, so we're ready to move. Because I honestly think we're just going to go straight south of town. Probably anywhere up here. There's a radio tower over there. Let's go over there because I know there should be a driveway and it shouldn't be anybody around. It's predicting a landing at 33 after the hour, but I think that's going to step it up a little bit because it's descending at about 1,000 feet per second. It's about 32,000 feet. It's going to slow down quite a bit, but still, I'm guessing that it's going to land at 10 after 5. We'll see if I'm right, but I think we're about 20 minutes out from landing here, personally. Yeah, we're actually, this is not good. So it's predicted to land about, currently predicted to land about a half a mile down this road, right on the road, right at this little curve in the road, and we are surrounded everywhere by cornfields. So the chances of retrieving this are almost none. Almost none. But I think the chances of seeing it are decently high. We should be able to see it, which would at least be cool, because then we could evaluate, you know, if we have a sharp eye, you know, I've got a telephoto zoom lens if we need it. With a sharp eye, and if we're paying attention, we should be able to examine the condition of the radio sondes. As long as we're paying attention, we should be able to examine, you know, the condition of the sondes on the way down, because it should be a pretty slow descent. It should only be coming down at about, you know, 10 feet per second, which is relatively slow. So worst case scenario, we should be able to visually inspect this. Yeah, this is all corn. Oh boy. Because right here is basically where it predicted it to fall. Follow the road around because it's starting to hedge it closer to Illinois 47 over there. I think we are in the right general area, folks. I believe it's going to fall somewhere within about 2 miles of here. I'm starting to guess. There's like a irrigation pump station or something right there. I might just go pull back around and sit there. Well, the algorithm now predicts it landing in this cornfield right off to my left. And it's actually, let's go scope it out. Let's go scope the landing site out here and see. That way we kind of know what we're working with. See what the chances of this are. This ain't good. Like literally every field is corn. Great. It's all corn. Every bit of it's corn. Well, that's beans over there on the right. We got a better, I mean, you'd see it in the bean field. right, well, depending on what side of the road it's on up here, we do have beans. So there's this little, I don't know if this is a natural gas transfer station or whatever the hell you want to call it over here, but we're gonna go pull over here. And just sit here, because it should land somewhere right around here. Oh, there's somebody working here. I don't want to talk to anybody. Or is there? No, there's not. Oh, yeah, there is. I just don't want to talk to somebody right now. We'll go somewhere else. I don't want to have to explain what we're doing. It's going to confuse normal people. We'll flip around up here and go back to that other spot. Turn around right here. Yeah, this is all beans.
Location is 1654.
It's actually predicting it north of the road now. So yeah, we'll go back here maybe a mile and then we'll just park. Because it's starting to hedge back up there closer to town again, which is good. I'd really like it to be north of Alden. It's more open field up there, but I don't think we're going to get that lucky. That's okay. Should be a road. I don't know if this is the road or if this is a driveway. I think this is a road. Yeah. See, it's looking like, according to the algorithm, it should land out there in that field right there. That's a nice flat bean field, so you'd be able to see it. Be able to see it coming down too.
Truck plate 3480198 8 B-boy, Tuesday business, yep, for that.
If there's any driveway we'll pull off, I thought there would be. Well, at least we're in range of it here. Can't trust the algorithm a whole lot right now because currently this thing's actually like maybe it's like a quarter mile east of its projected path. So I can't trust it too much right now. Making those last minute corrections there. There's not a single field driveway on this entire road. So this thing's at about 23,000 feet. It's just almost due west of us right now. So if you look really close, you can not see it. We'll just go back down to that intersection. I thought there would be a driveway. There's not. Oh, that's dumb.
Zach's gonna be here in about 10 minutes. We're just gonna stand by, you do whole status checks.
Mr. Rich Victoria, I'm in Roswell 1050 right now. About to pull up.
This thing's slowing its descent. It's down to about 750 feet per second. But it's hovering, well, it's not hovering, but it's right about 22,000 now. Done about 21,000 feet.
RO, use the 27 in your call. Contact Tesla Model Y, 2026, no one.
All right, this thing's really starting to latch on to a solution here.
Appreciate it.
And it's showing about a mile, now about 2 miles down this road, and it keeps going back to it. So I think it's pretty close. I think we can probably just start finding our launch site here, our landing site, because this thing's actually pretty close. I think this is pretty close to being down also.
179 to 149.
Couple minutes yet. $15 minutes, maybe. Let's just back into this driveway right here. This will work for a minute.
K King, R Robert, O Lincoln.
We'll just wait for a minute.
Mary, 2, T Tom, 5,
We'll wait. We'll see how this corrects. Once it's down to about 10,000 feet, we should be able to be pretty confident. Because even yesterday, it was once it hit about 10,000 feet, it was nice and confident, pretty accurate.
Charles, H. Henry, R. Robert, I. Ida, S. Sam, Q. Tom, I. Ida, N. Nora, E. Edward, female, 0115, 1959, out of Wisconsin.
White Ford Fusion. E. Edward V. Victor 48309, Edward Victor 48309.
Yeah, the landing spot keeps bouncing between like just south of here and just barely west of here. If it's anything, or east of here, if it's anything east of here, it's in the corn. Realistically, if it's anywhere around here, it's probably in the corn.
Car available, or I can look around and check on it. The hood is up and 4 weeks are on.
It's probably going to be in the corn, unfortunately. That's the problem this time of year.
Again, that will also the market.
10-4.
Yeah, we'll it's at 17,000 now. We'll start moving a little bit more toward the landing site once we have some confidence. Like I said, about 10,000 feet, we're gonna want to move. Trying to really push this one as close as we can get here. Because like I said, even though the chances of actually going out and grabbing it are pretty slim, if we could at least see it coming down, we could visually inspect it. But, I mean, you got to remember, like, you can see the damn weather balloon going up, all the way up to, like, God, I don't know, 12,000 feet before it really kind of disappears in the sun. And that's a white balloon. I would actually argue that you're probably more likely to see the parachute coming down, because the parachute's going to be the same size as the balloon, but it's bright orange, so. As long as we see it far enough up, or, you know, before it gets too low. Might even be able to just pick out the landing spot visually if we're lucky. Gotta remember too that radio sonde is at 16,000 something feet. Well, ground elevation is 1,000 feet right here, so we don't have to fall 16,000 feet. We'll have to fall 15,000 feet. Because that's above sea level, not above ground level. Above ground level just wouldn't even be possible to calculate because it would change everywhere, you know. Every point would be different. Somewhere almost right in front of the camera there, this thing is falling out of the sky. Somewhere. Yeah, somewhere right, basically directly where you're looking.
3452 traffic stop, 90 westbound,
Somewhere.
milepost 57 1/4, 90 westbound.
At about 15,000 feet, so we won't see it yet.
Blue Honda, at Frank Zebra 48378. Frank Zebra 48378.
I don't know. Once it's at about a mile up, keep in mind we're at 1,000 feet here. So once that sonde is at about 7,000 feet, I would imagine we should be able to see it. And the sonde is going to be about 80 feet below the parachute too. So, you know, you got to remember that.
Alright, I just had somebody to run for me. They're coming in, he came in from the Jackson Street.
You got to remember that
It's open, the door's open.
that altitude is actually lower than what the parachute or the top of the thing is at.
We need somebody probably over here. I've been watching this gate here. It's wide open. Jumped up on the platform and he went out that Jackson exit. I lost sight of him.
Basically directly in front of us.
Okay, 10 for us. If we could just keep eyes on that staircase right there, because you just opened the door. It must just be open.
There's a plane up there.
166. I'm like a block away. I'll close up there. Wisconsin license plate William King 1546. William King 1546.
Alright, so this thing's going to do like a little loop.
It's going to be on a red Buick. C. Charles YM 46334. Charles Young 46334. Negative crush with number 15 to PM.
It's coming down about 600 feet per minute now. I kind of thought it was going to fall. I thought it was going to be on the ground by 5:15, but...
Standby Wyndham. 990, Lake Avenue. Unit 301. 451. Due. Time 1713.
Basically, yeah, now it's almost directly in front of us. Like, it's almost right down this road a little bit to the west.
I'm sorry, 10-9. On the canal side?
Still at 12,000 feet, so it's got a ways.
290 eastbound Mill Road on a silver Toyota Camry. Frank William 57668. Frank William 57668.
Any day now.
Crash report 21080. It's 21080.
Trevor, it occurred today's date, probably about the same time that you got the call.
Now it's plotting it back up in the woods. Go figure. Way in the middle of where we can't get to.
0204.
Ah, shit.
3117, traffic stop.
Go ahead.
South exit to Harlem, 90 South exit to Harlem on a silver Ford pickup. Hebrew truck plate 3533352. Hebrew truck plate 33.
It's about 10,500 feet above ground. After this truck, we're going to go down the road a little bit. I want to scope this out, see if there's anywhere we're going to be able to stop and pull over. Because it looks like it's going to be somewhere, I would say within about a half a mile of where we're at, but off to the north here is all woods. And it keeps trying to put it back in the woods. I mean, right here is pretty flat, so if we stop in that driveway there, we should be able to see it when it comes down. Yeah, this is all bean field off to the north, actually, so we might be able to do this, guys, because if it falls right by the road here like it's sand, we might be able to catch the damn, or go snag it. Okay, well, this is good. Let's go down here. We got a minute. We'll go down here and check again just to see if there's any hope down here. That way we know what we're working with if we got to come down here in a hurry. Yeah, this is all a no-go. A lot of traffic on this road. I don't like that. Yeah, it's putting it back off in the woods again. It had it right on the road, now it's predicting the woods again.
Garden. 3, M. Mary, V. Victor, D. David, M. Mary, D. Boy, C. Charles, L. Lincoln, 0, T. Tom, M. Mary, 214090.
All right, we'll go back to that like natural gas transfer station or whatever. So I think that we'll be able to see it from there. I mean, we don't have to be exactly where it lands when it lands, you know. But if we're within range with a clear view, we should be able to see it, and then we can go use the GPS coordinates off of it and determine where it's at after it lands, and then... Because if we're within a mile, even if the sonde is on the ground, I think we'll still pick it up. It'll be weak, but still pick it up, at least in spots. About 9,500 feet, which means it's about 8,500 feet above ground. Might actually be able to see it if we're very, very smart with our eyes here, but might be pushing it still. Probably pushing it. That's my, damn it, I can't stop it. Oh yeah, I can.
Forward escape, black J18. Radius 28.
Let's just pull right back in this driveway here. Hopefully a bunch of people don't show up. I'm getting off work. That's my luck. Somebody probably will. Let's just stop here for a minute. I know we had that power line there, but we got a few minutes here.
Affirmative. Green Tacoma and silver Honda Civic.
Okay, so we're about 7,500 feet above ground level. Should pass basically right overhead.
And we'll need you to relay report to Children's Forest when you're ready. Sam 11 County, is that the Villa Park Station that's addressed? Affirmative. That milepost 17 or close by?
If it lands where it says it's going to land, it's... yeah, that's going to suck. But it should go almost right over us, so... That's kind of cool.
51 1, 2, 23. At 6, East Phillip Road, Vernon Hills, Pacific East Air Center 28. Near West Phillip Road, North Deer Pass Drive, and Lake Street, Parkway.
This thing's kind of just meandering. It's actually off path again. It's well off path.
Left arm without deformity and left ankle with deformity. Peoples are currently equal and 10 points.
This thing's way off track. I don't see it up there yet. I mean, we're kind of at the point now where you might be able to see it. And you won't, I might, but still pushing it.
We'll give them a call and relay.
It's like 6,500 feet AGL. That road right there, it should basically go right over that road. Yeah, no matter how hard I look, I can't see. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's an airplane. There's an airplane up there. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Nope, that's definitely an airplane.
It'll be BC Logistics. Driver informed me that PER is coming out.
10-4, PER did request you stay on scene for 58 minutes.
10-4, I'll stay out.
10-4.
This thing's still a little bit southeast of its predicted path here, so maybe this thing will come in a little bit more toward the road here. There's a lot of traffic on this road. Way more than I want to deal with here, but yeah, this thing's way off the predicted path right now, which is odd. It's slowed down to about 350 feet per minute, which is fine. It's like the parachute's deployed, but it's just not really following that expected path. It's about 1/8 of a mile off, which might mean the difference of it landing in those trees and not. And if it stays 1/8 of a mile off like it is now, it might not be in those trees. It might be in this field right in front of us.
501 should be available.
I mean, I don't even know how high up to look. I don't have my protractor. You need like a protractor or something to figure out what angle 5,500 feet AGL is. Because again, we're sitting at about 1,000 feet above ground level, and that sonde is 6,300, which subtract 1,000, and that's 5,300. So it's a mile up. We should be able to see it. And I've seen these things when they're higher than 5,000 feet before, but that's also when they're taking off and you know where they're at more than when they're falling. You know, you're following it the whole way, but I mean, we've launched, I've seen them as high as like 11,000 feet. They're just a little dot, but you can barely see them. I don't even see anything remotely like a speck or a bird or nothing. I mean, we've got a little bit of horizontal space and stuff. Is that a mile south of here? Let me look at my map here. Is this thing backtracking now? What the hell? It's backtracking. It's going the wrong way. What? What? Why? It's going the wrong freaking way. It's 1.4 miles out. 4,400 feet AGL. It's going the wrong way. All right, let's get south. I should be able to see the stupid thing. We should be able to see it out the windshield because we're gonna go that way. Let's just drop south down this road. And we'll have a shot at it. Come on, car. Get us off of this highly traveled road too, so we could stop and stuff. I don't see it out there. I mean, like I said, I've seen them. I've seen them higher than this, but that's of course when you know where to look, because when you launch them, you know about where it is. Probably can see it, I just can't pick it out. Yeah, the path predictor's way off. This thing's just spinning around out there for some reason. Must have found like maybe there's some local maybe there's like a heat island. Maybe there's like a heat island effect or something, causing like weird turbulence or something. I don't know, or a difference in wind or something. That's weird. It's backtracking now. It's coming back this way again. That's probably good though. It burnt off some altitude. So it burnt off some altitude. We now are at 4,700 feet ASL. And ground level here is 994 ASL. So we're about 3,800 feet up. We should see the stupid thing. But it's predicted now, and I'm starting to believe the flight path now. It should go right over us right here. Hold on a minute. We're looking in the wrong spot. Hold on a second. It should be that way, not that way. That way's west. Hold on. I might be able to see this stupid thing. The damn sun's in my eye, though. It's the problem. The sun's in my eyeball. Can't look over there. There's the road. It's right above us. It has to be right above us. Just a tad south of the road. God dang it, I thought I saw it again. It's a freaking airplane. Must be an airport around here. It's a freaking airplane. I'm gonna go full screen in case we do see it. It's 2,900 feet up from ground level, right down that road. And it's going to go right over us. I don't know how much altitude it's going to shed. It's right over the road. It's right here. But I think the problem is now I got the sun in my eye. Now I can't see it. Even if we could see it, if that makes sense. But it should go right over us, which means the sun will be out of my eye. I honest to God, I can't comprehend how I don't see this right now. Unless I'm not looking, I think it really is right behind the sun. All right, 3,400, we're about 1,000 feet, so 3,400, now let's go to 3,300. It's about 2,300 feet up, that's not far. It should go right overhead. Once it's overhead, we should see it better because it'll be behind the sun. Or the sun will be behind it, rather. So I've got my hands up blocking the sun, but I can't see. It's probably right where my hands are blocking. Again, as soon as I see it, I'll get you guys out and show you, but I don't want to be juggling you guys until I see it. We will see this thing. I promise you that. It's just, I'm trying to do it while we're not driving, so we're gonna have to reposition in a minute. So it's only 1,900 feet up, guys. And it's right, it's directly off in this field. It's right here. But I don't see it. And every time I think I see it, it's a bird, a freaking bird again. It's like, oh, there it is. Oh, it's a bird. Yeah, that's the problem. You know what else? It's like directly at my 3 o'clock. If I'm facing north, it's directly at my 9 o'clock, but that's also where the damn sun is at. Oh, frick. Really? Maybe I'm looking too high up. Now it's almost past me over the road, which means that the sun shouldn't be in my face anymore. What the hell, man? I'm not comprehending here. I don't comprehend unless I'm looking somehow in the wrong spot. This is south, right? Yeah, that's south. Okay. All right. It's like, wait a minute. This is the right way, right? It's directly overhead. That's why. Where is it? It's straight up. It's got to be impossible to not see it. It's right above me. Well, and behind me a tad. What a pisser, man. This is stupid. Like, How? All right, well, let's get going back north because we're going to see this. We're going to see it. It's just north of us, which means, we'll catch it falling. I'm going to, even if I can't catch it with you guys, I'll catch it with my camera, and then I'll show you guys. It's just right over us and to the east. Oh, it's right there! Hold on. Found it. Hold on. Shit. I gotta get this on video. Oh no! Shit. I'll show you guys when I'm done here. I just got to get this on video. It's in a tree. It's down. I hope you guys saw that the second I could show it to you. It's down. Oh, but it's way... I'll never get to it. It's down... Oh, fuck. It's way in the middle of that cornfield. Yeah, I'll never get that. Well, that sucks. Yeah, I'll never get it. It's in the cornfield. Ah. Let me Google map the coordinates just to make sure. It's in the cornfield. All right, let me put the coordinates in here. Yeah, it's on the ground. Let's see, 42 point. It's almost in the bean field, but it's in the cornfield. 42.43583. Negative 88.476. 81. Yeah, it's in the corn. That sucks. That sucks. I'm looking at it on satellite. It's literally right in the corn. There's a waterway out there, and it goes from beans to corn. Oh my god, seriously? You gotta be kidding me. It's in the corn.
32G, ambulance 262, unconscious person at 701 East Shorewood Road.
Here, I'll show you the video.
Near West Shorewood Road and North Gainesville Road. Time of 1741.
There it is. And you'll see it go right in the corn. And right by the tree into the corn. Go figure. Oh, it almost made it not in the corn. Almost. Well, mission accomplished. Yeah, guys, I can't go out there. That corn's 10 feet tall. There's nothing I can do about it. It's finding a needle in a haystack. I can't go get it out of the corn. The corn's taller, probably 4 feet taller than I am. There's nothing we can do about that. Just waiting on another ping. All right, I got different coordinates. It just pinged again. Let me see here. So looking at satellite maps, it's about one. If we go off of the way it was planted when the satellite took.
2342 traffic stop.
1, 2, 3, 4.
State Line Road at Burning Bush Lane. State Line
It's 15
Road,
rows into the corn. I'll never find it.
Right to the left for
You'll never find it 15 rows in.
70146. Boy X-ray 70146.
Shoot.
X-ray 70146.
Hold on, where's the serial number on that? 60D7. 374 D41.
You're fine. 3449, Chicago 3274.
Well, we did it.
3274, go ahead. 3270 for information. There were no vehicles eastbound or southbound on I-94. Flipping around was one on the left shoulder, headed northbound, westbound. Maintenance is on scene. I'll be en route to that one. I don't know if it's one of the same one. 3274, Central. 3398, status.
Shoot. Okay, well. We did do it. Yeah, guys, I see the road and the path and the comments about asking somebody, but listen, folks, it's well in the corn, and the corn is about, like I said, about 10 feet tall. So even if I go find somebody and say, hey, can I walk through your cornfield, I'm not going to be able to find it in the corn. The corn is taller than I am. Way taller than I am. So it's not recoverable, unfortunately.
Available at 1746.
Nope, I won't see it by walking in there, guys. It's well in the corn. It's well in the corn, folks. You know, visually saw that thing land well in the corn. Well in the corn. Now, I don't need to direction find. Guys, we have GPS coordinates off it, down to like the 8th decimal. We know exactly where it's at. It's about 15 rows in the corn. So you don't have to do anything. I mean, we have the, you know, like I said, down to the 8th decimal GPS. It's just, I'll never find it in that corn. Appreciate all the comments, folks, but that's the disposition here. I'm not going to go trudge through somebody's cornfield. I'm not going to go walk through somebody's 10-foot tall cornfield right now. It's just, we're not going to do that. It's not a good idea for many reasons. That's okay. We were able to get zoomed in on this thing, and that's kind of what we wanted. You know, I've always wanted to have, you know, for video purposes and stuff, you know, we got the shot of it coming down. So we did it. We did it. Barely, but we did it. That thing did come down a lot quicker than expected. I think it's because the path prediction was kind of off on it, because it burnt off so much altitude there at the end for some reason. Well, that was kind of cool. We found it. can't get it. Once again, about 100 yards from being where we could get it. Told you guys it's the corn this time. This would be a lot easier to do. Like if you actually needed to retrieve it, it would be a lot easier during the spring or fall when there's no corn. It's just a bare field. Not much you can do about that, but that's okay. I mean, really just wanted to see. God damn it! Really just wanted to see the damn thing fall out of the sky, and we did. So that's cool. Yeah, I actually grew up on a farm, and we were row crop. So yeah, I'm very familiar with corn for sure. But I also knew growing up that wandering into the cornfield aimlessly is not always going to give you the best experience. Just not a good experience, just aimlessly wandering into the corn. Usually doesn't work out too well. But despite the lack of rain out here, the corn looks surprisingly well. That's why I'm kind of surprised. It actually looks better than it did last year this time. It's a good thing we went down that dang road. We never would have seen it from where we were parked because of the sun. Yeah, the corn's really tall out here. Surprisingly. Yeah, if that were beans, we definitely could have went out and got it because you'd see it sitting on top, But hey, we were pretty spot on though because we said it would be somewhere down here by Alden. And what were we, like 2 miles south of Alden, tops? So we did pretty good on that one. Yeah, this, one of these days, if we're out in the open or whatever, we'll go try to chase one of those down, but I'd like to recover one with our radio sonde on it, just to see how our radio sonde does on impact. If it just blows apart or if it stays together or what. We'll probably have to do that out west where, you can actually see things and not get them stuck in corn. Or perhaps earlier in the year before everything gets planted. Because that's the thing out in this part of this area. Just everything's a farm field, and most of it is corn. Yeah, we'd call that a combine, but it's not going to choke when it sees that. I know this sounds disgusting, but I mean, deer have gone through combines. I know that's terrible and awful sad, but I mean, deer have gone through combines. So I promise the latex balloon it won't harm anything. I promise that. I promise that. But hey, we did it. Barely into Illinois. Yeah, and some guy put his wife through the wood chipper. Yeah, that's apparently a thing. Yeah, this is definitely farther than I wanted to go, but we're only an hour away from being back at the office, so that really wasn't that bad. That's kind of why I took the opportunity, because I was just like, man, I wonder if we should attempt this today. And I looked at the flight prediction.
Turn left.
Looked at the flight prediction, and it's like, well,
Turn left onto State Line Road.
that's not too bad. And it was originally predicting it. What? Jesus, dude, stay on your side of the road. Did you seriously just honk at me? I'm on my side of the road, bud. Jesus Christ. You guys honking at me. I'm the one on my side of the road, not you. Jesus Christ. What the hell? Ah, dang, lady. But anyway, I mean, this was originally predicted to be up there by Delavan, so it overshot a little bit. Not bad, though. Oh, that's kind of cool. I had a feeling it was going to be in the corn. It's like I told you at the beginning, you know, chances are it's going to be in the corn.
Down to Rockford PD, asked for a DL photo. They advised to send a teletype. I've asked them to send it to your email.
Yeah, the tree yesterday, corn today, maybe beans tomorrow. Just kidding, we don't have to do that again for a while. We're good to go now. All right, we'll be back in Wisconsin in like 50 feet.
3274.
And we're back.
454 clear.
All right, well, that was easy.
Black 2009 shipments.
Push up Charles, 47 Charles, DD to Tom, 341, 341, DD Tom, 341, 341, White House. Push up Charles.
All right, well, that was, I mean, that was that. So I'll, put the video together. Guys, I'm spread very thin. I don't have time to do anything. It's ridiculous. So I'm a little behind on stuff. But we'll get those pictures, video, all that posted here soon.
That's received 481 to 452. Get that 57.
Well, this is, I mean, we're about 3 hours into this, roughly, which is definitely more time than I wanted to put into it today. But that's nothing like yesterday. I mean, yesterday ended up being a 6-hour round trip, because it was every bit of 2.5 hours home. I mean, that was not great, but we did find it, so count it. Yeah, that thing was up in the air for a while, because this thing was probably, I launched this thing probably, I'm going to say 10 minutes before, no, 15 minutes before I started. Actually, it might have been closer to 20 minutes before I started the live stream, but let's just say 15 for round numbers. So it took that thing about 3 hours to go up and down.
Go past this light and take your next left to stay on US 14 West.
1852.
That one did pretty good. That one overachieved a little bit, I think, in terms of like max altitude.
Turn left to stay on US 14 West. Then after Sammy's on the square, you'll turn right.
So that's cool.
After Sammy's on the
This
square,
is
turn right
confusing.
on US 14 West.
I feel like I should have a stop sign, but I don't. It said the same thing when I came through here.
I attempted to call Rockford PD. They told me to send a teletype. Gave me a couple other numbers to call for a booking for DL photo for your subject, but none is available.
Alright, so there is a slight risk now for, like, I think it's Missouri tomorrow, but I don't know what to think of that. I don't know if it's worth a crap or not. I mean, I shouldn't be picky. I mean, we desperately need something to go after, but... But it does look like some rain is coming, so good news for you guys that are in this area. We've got some rain coming, I think. Tomorrow, probably. Maybe even up to an inch in some places. Probably more like half an inch, but still. Very much needed. Very much needed out here. Yeah, the WPC has like Wisconsin and Illinois and everything in a slight risk for the flash flooding tomorrow, which I would assume would mean that there's a decent chance of us getting some actual rain. But anyway, folks, that's really about all I got. That was about it. I mean, we saw it, we did it. Yep, I think that'll be about it for me. I don't know what the plan will be tomorrow. It doesn't really look too promising last time I looked. I see people are already calling it a potential strong tornado outbreak tomorrow. I saw that by one of the usual folks. Tornadoes tomorrow! And it's just like, oh my god. Guys, the SPC has a 2% chance. There is a 98% chance of not a tornado. Like, within, you know, X amount of miles of a point. So no, tomorrow does not look like a tornado outbreak. I don't know why people are saying that. It's just stupid. Like, god dang. But regardless, if tomorrow looks decent, I'll go for it. But I'm really not quite sure. I haven't looked at it recently. I guess today did light up, finally, out there in Nebraska. So we would have went out for it, it would have been all right. But because we were doing this yesterday, it was really pushing it to get out there.
Driver of the Dodge pickup truck was that way? Who they call her the pass? Semi. From the 247.
Still can't believe the 409 for gas. All right, everybody. Well, that's it. Thanks for being here. I don't know if we'll be back tomorrow or not, but it looks like the pattern is starting to get more active. Getting into next week, there should be more active weather kind of all over the place. So if we're not back tomorrow, it might be this weekend. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you guys next time.